Hello all out there, this is HK Fanatic again with another quick consumer's review. This time we're going to review my Double Eagle M89, which is their version of the HK UMP Ultimate Machine Pistol. As you can see, the layout cosmetically is very similar. It has a triple rail system similar to the G36, and actually these rails will interchange. The lower rail where you can mount a good sturdy foregrip, which I did have on here. I have two UTG grips. One of them is actually on my real Mini 14, but I switch them on and off as I need them. Also have the other one on my HK 416, as you can see here. The front flash hider is typical of the HK weapons, the MP series specifically. You lift the latch and you can pop it off. Originally this one came with which is if you look at it, the tiny little almost acorn shaped tiny suppressed flash hider, which allowed you to simply just utilize a single type of airsoft mock silencer on there. With this one, just simulated another flash hider option that was available before H&K slightly changed some of the designs of the weapon. A lot of it is, of course, a copy of polymer plastic, but not a bad job. It does have a good feel. It does feel good to the fingers. You can actually lock the bolt. I'm going to get the magazine out of the way here for now. It has a good sized magazine well on the bottom. I like to put things on the optics. I don't know what I'm thinking. Magazine well is easily accessed, and you can see the actual chamber opening in here. Magazine release. It is one of the simplest weapons to take apart because you have a push pin here, a couple of push pins here, just like on the real version, and a push pin here, which allows you to remove the front housing and the hinge and everything. Here you can have a better view of the opposite, of course, the rail on the other side, the actual bolt face, which in this case actually locks to the rear, exposing the entire interior chamber, or pretty close to all of it, and of course your fire control group, which one of the biggest drawbacks to this weapon when I originally got it is it had a spray coat over the original black, which kind of changed the color of the weapon a little bit to a light looking. The only area I didn't remove it from was the rear stock. Let's see if you can see it here. It gives it this glossy, it was like a rubbery type of coating, and I really didn't like it, so I used some citrus based cleaner and I removed it. And as a result of doing that, the actual pictograms were removed, but you can still see part of the safety one. Not as good an engaging safety as I would like. I mean, you can feel the clicks between safe, single fire, and just push it all the way forward and you're in the full auto range. But now coming back, not a problem. You can feel the clicks, so it's workable. The stock does fully operate, locks in very solidly, does not shake out, and this is where your battery housing is. Inside here is where you house the stick type battery, which is pretty easy to change in and out. You basically drop the battery in, you plug the connector, tuck it in, tuck in the wire, shut it, reopen your stock, and bingo, you're back in business. This is well, kind of embarrassed to have this one on. This is a cheap $9 red dot sight, but I've made some mods to it, and it projects a very solid dot, which I like. Another good point that I like, the charging handle. It really locks to the rear, is very heavy. It has a solid steel or metal pin that it's connected to, because it is connected all the way to the bolt face. And you can actually lock the bolt face open by engaging the lock and allowing the actual cocking handle to go forward. You've locked the bolt open. And here, of course, is your simple slide adjustment for your hop-up. Very simple, forward or backwards, and you adjust it. To release the bolt face, simply push the button. Bolt face goes forward, and there you go. A couple of words on some more cosmetics. The fire control group, just like on the real weapon, is one solid piece that separates from the upper part of the body here. It doesn't look like it, but this whole section comes out as a unit, exposing the actual gearbox. For magazines, there's only a couple of varieties you can get, which is one is usually the replacement for the double eagle. There may be more now. There is a more cosmetically, I guess you could say, sexy appearing version, which is made, if I'm correct, by H&H. It runs in the ballpark of about 200 to maybe 250 bucks. And the magazine, some of the other cosmetics are nicer, the actual pictograms, but none of them, it doesn't have the actual HK markings on it. It's getting difficult to find those, which is why I was fortunate enough my Jingong has the version I got was one of the ones that got out before they had to change it. Now it doesn't say HK 416 anymore. It has another, I think it has the JH, the JG 416, which they got sued basically. The magazine is a high cap, which I'm not a big fan of high caps, but this one does operate relatively well. Just simply charge the handle and you fill it up. Your door opens right here. A little hard to open, but it pops open. It just simply pops open. You put in your BBs, pour them in, shut it, and then insert it into the weapon, as so. Always make sure, because remember, you're going to be putting it in at an angle. So look in, and you are putting it at an angle. This is a very long magazine, as you can see, so if you go prone, you can see for yourself how that may have some difficulties in certain types of skirmishes. But overall, the performance, I've shot this many times. The hop-up is dialed in right where I like it. Gives me a good range. Easily hit objects out to about 180 to 200 feet away. If it's not too windy, you may be able to drop them in on targets a little further away. But for a close quarters battle weapon, this would be unparalleled. It's what it was originally designed for. The original model is calibered in 45 ACP, as you can see, which is 45 ACP is a pretty good sized bullet. 230 grains, a lot of stopping power. So it's not designed to be a long range weapon to shoot targets out past 100 yards maximum, I would say. If you can hit targets at that range, which you can, the effectiveness is really reduced. Overall, like I said, I didn't have would have had to go and dug out a stick battery, and most of you are familiar with the different types of battery, the stick, the double layered, there's various different types you can get, but this one will only take a stick battery unless you get one of the ones I have, which is a backpack with an extension wire that you can run out, and the backpack holds a cluster of batteries, which will give you plenty of time, plenty of fire time. You can go through a whole day's event of shooting and not have any problem worrying about running out of batteries. Just running out of ammo is the only thing you'll be concerned with. The high caps, you can chug along with this baby, with 200 plus in there. It gives you some decent shooting time. Again, not a lot I really don't like about it, except the poor finish that comes on it when you get it originally. And with that, to keep this from getting too long, on the next installment we'll go into more details on it.